So this is the solution for the problem: convert sorted array to a binary search tree. This presents us two conditions. First, the array given to us is sorted in ascending order. And second, the binary search tree is actually a height balanced binary search tree. We're going to explore both of these facts. But first, let's talk about what a binary search tree is, what a height balanced binary search tree is. So this height balanced binary search tree, or BST, follows three particular properties. First is the left node of this tree is going to be a height balanced BST in itself. Similarly, the right node of the height balanced BST is going to be a height balanced BST in itself. This is sort of recursive in nature, and we'll exploit this fact again. The third condition is that the difference in the heights of these two subtrees is going to be less than equals to 1, which means that they could be either of the equal height or one less or more. So this kind of difference is allowed. Anything more than that is not allowed. So our solution hinges on two particular observations, and let's look at a couple of examples to figure out what is going on. Let's say the first case is the list is of length 1. There is only one element in the list. In that case, that itself becomes the root. What if there are two elements? In this case, two cases are possible. So in a list of 1, 2, either 1 can be the root and 2 present on the right hand side of it, or 2 can be the root with 1 present on the left hand side of it. This still follows all the properties of a height balanced BST. Okay, two conditions are possible here, and we'll keep that in mind. What if it's the case of 1, 2, 3? In this case, only one particular configuration is possible, where 2 is at the root, 1 is on the left hand side, and 3 on the right hand side. This is the case where things become more interesting. What if there are 4 elements? In this case, the two possible configurations are with 2 as the root or 3 as the root. Both of these are valid combinations, both will be accepted. So, what can you observe from these cases? The observation here is that of any array, of any list, we're always going to select the middle element. From left to right, we're always going to select the middle element to be the root. In case there are two middle elements, in the case of even length arrays, both of them could be the root. Either of them is possible and both will be valid. Okay, so this is the first observation. The mid of the array is root. Let's look at a more complicated example, and this will bring forth the second observation. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we know that 4 is the middle element, so this becomes the root here. Okay, but now what happens? See, we know that a binary search tree, once you have kept 4 here, the binary search tree property restricts on the left hand side elements to be only 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, or 3. 5, 6, 7 is not possible on the left hand side here. But 5, 6, 7 is possible here. Now, with 4 in the middle, with 4 as the root, 1, 2, 3 can only be present here, and 5, 6, 7 can only be present here. What does this mean? This means that we've essentially split out this long array into 3 different parts. First, the middle one becomes the root. Second, the left hand side becomes another array, and the right hand side becomes another array. This is the second observation, because now you can see that this entire tree can be broken down like so, with 1, 2, 3 here and 5, 6, 7 here. Just to show that it works, look at this subtree for example. 1, 2, 3 creates this subtree, and 5, 6, 7 will create this subtree. 1, 2, 3, by the way, is present here as well. Make sense? So this entire thing can be broken down like so, which means that we have a recursion in our hands. These are the two core properties we're going to exploit. First, extract the middle element and make it the root. Second, break the resultant remaining list into two parts. The left and right now become their own subtrees, following the property of height balance BSTs. This is because we have exploited both of the facts here. First is that the array is sorted in ascending order. Array being sorted means that the middle element is always going to be in middle of obviously both like left and right. It's sorted, so the middle element is the middle element. Second property says that it's sorted in the ascending order. So it goes from smaller values here to larger values here, which means that once we select the middle element here, this can form one subtree and this can form another subtree. So this should clear a lot of things up. And now let's actually code this up. So we'll say, okay, first if not nums, uh, in case nums itself is an empty list, return none. So we won't return anything. It's a null node. What if it is a valid list? In that case, can you get me the mid, which is the length of nums by 2? And of that mid, I want you to find the node. I want you to make a node, tree node, and we'll pass in the value nums of mid. Now, since this node is a tree node, we have the properties left and right present for it. Okay, now what do we do? Well, we know that once we have extracted the mid, the only things that's remaining to do is do what? Is to split out both of these lists. So how do you split out? And what are the indices? This is where things can get a bit complicated or tricky, and we'll need to keep in mind. So let me first do this node dot write with nums of mid plus 1, sorry, mid plus 1 all the way up till the end. Why are we doing this? See, because in left to right, we've already consumed the mid and made it the root. Whatever's remaining from here, from 0 up till mid, not including mid, is going to be the left subtree. Anything from mid plus 1, including mid plus 1, all the way up till the end, is going to be the right subtree. Cool. With that in mind, just return the node and we're done. Let's do a quick sanity check if everything is working correctly. Okay, good. So we'll submit this. Cool. By the way, the runtime and the memory usage in this question is a bit deceptive because it doesn't present the entire solution. See, if you look at it, nums of colon till mid, this guy is actually going to take order of n space complexity. That's because the splicing operation takes order of n complexity in space. Can we do better? See, we don't need to always pass copies. We can just do with indices. At the end, the only thing we really need is nums of mid. Everything has just happened. Everything that we needed later on is going to be handled by the later on recursion part. So let's actually rewrite this program in terms of a recursion with left and right given to us. Now as left and right is given to us, what do we do? If left is greater than right, return nothing. What does this mean? See, left is going from here to here, right is going from here to here. If both of them are this or this or this or anything, that is allowed. Even if both of them are equal, that is allowed because they are going to access the same element from the list. As soon as they cross, however, they're starting to access an element which is not present. Left wants to access something here, right wants to access something here. No, nothing is present in between them. So that case is invalid. Okay, so if left is greater than all, return. We'll find mid the same way. We'll say, okay, get me L plus all, and we'll find the middle element. Find the node, and now this would be recurs. This would be recurs. What do we pass in? We want to pass in left and right, but left and right would just be nonsensical. We actually don't want to go all the way up till right, from left all the way up till right. We want to go till mid, not including mid. Again, similar as to what we saw before. So we'll write mid minus 1. In this case, we'll start from mid plus 1, not mid, but mid plus 1, and go all the way up till right. At the end, return node. And now we'll, what do we do? recurs with L as 0 and R as length of nums minus 1. Okay, let's do a quick sanity check. Cool, this looks right. So, cool. This, by the way, is the best solution possible in this case because the time complexity is fine. You can't beat that. But the space complexity improves a lot. Now, instead of that splicing operation taking order of n time, you don't have any explicit like space consuming things, except for the fact that recurse itself is it's a recursive function, so the stack will be consumed. And what is the space complexity in that case? Is the maximum height of the stack. Now, how do you find the maximum height of the stack? It means that you need to find the maximum height of the tree. See, because you have n nodes, log of log base 2n is going to define the height of the tree. And that's not for any binary search tree, only for the binary search trees that are balanced. And our case happens to be of height balanced BSTs. In this case, we can exploit this fact and say that the space complexity is now reduced to order of n, log n. And so this wraps up the solution for converting a sorted array to a binary search tree, which is height balanced. Cool. Thanks for watching.